Alright, greetings everyone out there in YouTube land again, and it's another welcome to another video. Today I'm up in Reading again, Pennsylvania, Berks County. I keep forgetting to mention some of that stuff when I do these videos in case people are watching from around the world or out of state and stuff. So going to explore another area of the Union Canal along the top of Hawken Creek, and we're going to look at the Berks, any area of the Berks Leisure Center. And the first thing we're going to explore is that thing right there. So that's called the Red Bridge. It goes across the top of Hawken Creek. It's closed to traffic, pedestrians only, bicycles and stuff. So we're going to explore that. The canal and the towpath is on the other side of that bridge. And there's also a visitor center over there, like the Heaster Canal Center or whatever, but that's closed right now because of everything that's going on in the world. So there's other things to check out over there, so walk through there and check that out. Check out part of the canal. I don't think we're going to find any locks on this trip. I'll have to check the map here real quick before we go through the covered bridge and stuff. But one thing I wanted to point out to you is, if you are out and you come up here, stop down at the park, pick yourself up one of them. That's the well, it's actually upside down. Pick yourself up one of those things. Tour guide and tour guide map. It tells you everything about the 4.5 mile stretch of this part of the canal and stuff back here in back here where I'm at, that goes from the Schuylkill River up to Blue Marsh Lake. So if you watched one of my other videos, I was did the area up there along Swiftwater and the Stillen Basin and stuff, where the canal unfortunately stops due to human construction. So with that, we're going to get started here, venture across the bridge. So let's see what we find on this trip. So we're going to start our tour of the bridge here, and just to give you a little bit of the history, where we're going to be, or what we're crossing here. It's a red covered bridge. It was built in 1867. It is the longest of Pennsylvania's surviving single span covered bridges. It measures 204 feet. The bridge was added to the National Historic Registry in 1979. On the west side here, there is a gauge here down at the bottom that the United States Geological Survey uses. It measures the stage of the top of Hawken Creek, the water level. So for those of you that follow gauges online and stuff, the river gauges and stuff, well, that's what one of these houses looks like and where they get their information from. So we'll walk down here a little bit. I think there's a cable down here too and stuff that I want to check out. It's supposed to be like a thing for a cable car along here too, so we'll walk down here and check things out. Alright, looking at the side of the house here, or the gauge house that they have, I believe this is a river gauge and stuff that measures flood stages when the river floods and stuff. I'm guessing, I'm not quite sure, but that would be my guess. So it starts at 8.4 inches above flood stage. I believe that's how you would call it, all the way up to 12.4. Inches, I'm sorry, I'm just thinking here, that doesn't make sense. 8.4 feet above flood stage, and then 12.4 feet above flood stage, not inches. Yeah, that wouldn't make much sense now, would it? So I'm not quite sure where the thing is here in the river that does the measuring and stuff. Usually they have something that comes out of the house or whatever there that does the measures, and it's in the water here and stuff. So here's another flood flood stage thing along here. It goes down. I would imagine it goes down to 3 feet, 6'5", yeah, probably 3 feet above flood stage, 6.7 feet above flood stage. Alright, now that the traffic slowed down a little bit with people coming across this bridge, I'll take you through it here and stuff. This is pretty neat. I've never been through a covered bridge as long as this. I'm not quite sure when it was closed to vehicle traffic and stuff. Doesn't give that information on the pamphlet that I picked up and stuff. This is a neat bridge. Okay, there is an information thing here on the other side of the bridge. It was closed to vehicles in 1959, October 23rd, after a automobile crashed onto the Spring Township side. So this is Byrne Township Road now. The other side where I parked over there is Spring Township. Toppahawken Creek's the dividing line between townships. So, in 1978, it was added to the list of National Register of Historic Structures, and then in 84 and 85 the bridge was restored. Extensive renovations done to it, and the cable car that is adjacent to it says it was used by the United States Geological Survey at one time to cross the creek to test the temperature, depth, and speed of the creek. This was before Blue Marsh Lake and Dam were built upstream. Right, so as you come through the covered bridge, there's places around here. The visitor center, that's the Berks Heritage Center. That's obviously closed right now with everything going on. There's a country store back there and snack bar, and that's closed right now. And I think that's where yeah, there it is. I think that's where the museum is, over there for the canal and stuff. So we're going to walk up through here, and I want to show you some more interesting things up here. Another interesting artifact here, piece of history. That is a water turbine from the Pleasant Valley Roller Mills. I'm not quite sure where that is in reference to this area, but that's one of the turbines there that the water flowed over and turned. And coming up the path here on the right, I always wondered where they moved this to, and now I actually get to see it. This is the what was called the Gruber Wagon Works. This was where they made, just like the title says, back in the day, it was where they made wagons and stuff. And this actually was where Blue Marsh Lake is today. It was somewhere along the Toppahawken Creek there where they built the lake. So they actually moved it. There's a picture of it being moved in 1976 when they were constructing the lake up there. So it says here on the thing, in late autumn and winter of 1976, the building was delicately separated into 4 major sections and moved 5 miles from its original location to its home here now. Let's see. Largest section moved was 71 feet long, 26 feet wide, 40 feet high, and weighed 86 tons. It was on December 22nd, 1977. Secretary of Interior declared the Gruber Wagon Works a National Historic Landmark. There's another shot of the wagon works for you. So then directly across the road from it is another memorial here. This is for the 148th Fighter Squadron from the Pennsylvania Air National Guard. It's dedicated to the Minutemen of the PA's 1st Air National Guard Squadron, formed February 27, 1947. And then directly behind me, we'll spin these around here, is, I believe, the fallen police officer memorial. We'll walk down here and explore this real quick. They don't have the fountains on today. Down here, I believe this is the K9 Memorial for all the law enforcement dogs in Berks County. The lodge here is dedication to all the members of the Fraternal Order of Police of Berks County, Lodge number 71. Yes, I do recognize some of the names that are on there. One thing I forgot to add on there too, the names with the stars next to them indicate they were killed in the line of duty. It's going to be tough to film this. The following officer and working dog statue dedication. Memorial, basically who was on the boards and stuff when the renovations were done. And then over here at the War Memorial, I didn't see this until now. I'll walk you around here and stuff. They have pretty much all the the wars listed here. Revolutionary War, the Indian Wars, the War of 1812, the Mexican War, Civil War, Spanish-American War, Philippine Insurrection, World War I, World War II, the Korean War or the Korean conflict, and lastly here, the Vietnam era. They could probably put a spot here to put the Gulf Wars on here too, but they didn't add them yet. Alright, just want to give you a shot here of the area, because a lot has changed, but you're not going to find much of the canal here, but just to point out where the canal would have been is right along where my finger's traveling there. Follow that out. Along the towpath there is where the canal would have been, but a lot has changed over 200 years, 100 and some years. Landscaping differences and stuff like that, but that's where it would have been. And this is where the physical signs of the canal start again, right below the park office here, just by the covered bridge. I'm not sure how it followed from here, because it pretty much ends there. And that's what you were met with over there. So, not quite sure how it went, what they did from here. Yeah. Either that or he's trying to be intimidating. Yeah, blue herring sitting across there. Some walkers along the trail here and stuff pointed him out to me. Definitely getting to see some nature out here again. Alright, so just following the towpath here in the canal and stuff. There's a nice house along here, and I'm not quite sure if this would have been, if this is, I think this is the next area, locks, which on the map would have been, according, just by looking at what the remains here and stuff. This looks like lock number 48E. Or stop number. Yep, this is definitely it. So let me see if I can get some better footage here for you. Alright, so here is the stop number 9 on the map, and this is going to be my final stop here before I turn around and start making my way back. But there's a lot of remnants here of the canal and stuff, and this is the lock tender's house. So here it gives you the information on it. Okay, so I was wrong. The large house behind me is not the lock tender's house. So the house behind me, which I'll show you here, It's owned by Captain Mockimer, who operated a barge named the Citizen on the Canal. So the stones that are over to the right here, these large pieces are what are called red stone. That is basically what remains of the lock walls. So the locks are long gone, but can't really see that much. But imagine just living in that house back in the day and having the canal with boats going upstream in front of you. So looking here at the locks again, down here, this is where the gates, or the actual locks themselves would have been, basically right here. But like I said, that's all that remains of it. And one last look here at that house, which is not the lock tender's house. This was another house at the time. But again, how cool would that have been back in the day to look out the windows of that house or sit on that front porch there, have the canal right in front of you, right there, and then look across to where I'm standing here, and right here's the Tuppahawken Creek. There would be no sound of 222, which is that noise you hear in the background there and stuff, or Tuppahawken Road, I think, that runs right across over there and stuff. Wouldn't have hurt that either. Hope you enjoyed some of the silent videos there, and the sounds and looks of nature along the Tuppahawken Creek there. So anyway, this thing that I just showed you and stuff, it's a distal fink sculpture and stuff. This is on the upper end of the visitor center, up close to the parking area that you access off of 183. Basically where that vehicle's going, they're going out past the police war memorial there and stuff, out past the Gruber Works, and I believe you come in there off of Burnville Road or Route 183 and stuff. So this sculpture is here. in this parking lot area. For those of you that geocache, this is a virtual sculpture and stuff, so you have to take your picture with it and email answers and stuff like that to the owner of it and stuff. So this is probably the only geocache that'll actually show it in a video, only because you got to get your picture taken with it to get credit for it. So I decided to walk down the towpath here on the other side of the covered bridge and head down towards Greens Mill, where I was with one of my other videos. But yeah, no signs of a canal ever being here, other than, if you know, this is the towpath for it. But lots have changed over the years. Alright, and this is going to be the last stop for me, because I'm going to head back to my vehicle after this. But I wanted to come down here and check this out. This is right down from the Berks Heritage Center, headed down towards Greens Mill. It is I want to say it's Deppen Cemetery. It's part of the Berks County Heritage Center. And we'll check out here real quick. There's excavation of an original grave site. So the brochure says was an early Catholic burial ground and included graves of 20 to 30 Irish, wait if I could talk, immigrants who died of quote-unquote canal fever while building the Union Canal. Excavation, let's see here. It was established as a family burial ground at the turn of the 19th century. Originally located on land owned by Philip Schmidt along the top of Hawken Creek in Penn Township, the cemetery became known as locally the Catholic Cemetery when he offered his home as a meeting place for the celebration of Catholic Mass. Excavation of the site was carried out in July of 1978 by archaeology students under the direction of Robert Evans, construction company of Raleigh, North Carolina, in connection with the construction of Blue Marsh Lake. During an extensive search, 68 graves were found at the original site. Only 36 of those were identifiable. Some of the unidentified graves are believed to be of those 20 to 30 Irish laborers who died of the swamp or canal fever during the building of the canal in the mid-1820s. So 1 cubic foot of earth was removed from each identified site, placed in a pine box, re-entered during a gravesite service here at this location. The full listing is available at the visitor center, but unfortunately that's closed right now. So there's a little history for you. And it would be nice if I don't know why the Berks County Graveyard Preservation Society or whatever didn't try and clean these tombstones up. I don't know. I know it's you know, funded with money and stuff like that. I thought maybe they would have tried to clean these up a little bit, or maybe the Heritage Center want them left as they are, without cleaning them up or anything. And here's just one of the graves marked unknown. back here, I can't really make out that much, except that that tombstone there is Daniel Deppin. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that name right. At least I can talk here a little bit of the without having everybody on the trail walking by me and stuff. And again, this is just down from the Heritage Center along the trail. You have to get off the trail to come over here. So up there's the visitor center and stuff, and then here's the marking that they have on the for the cemetery. So that is going to wrap it up for me for this video. This is going to be the end here and stuff. So hopefully you found this informative and interesting. Like I said, I try to keep it interesting. They do get long, but like I said, a lot of times this is the first time I'm coming to these places, and I find a lot of stuff here more than what I originally set out to find, and I just find it interesting, and I hope you find it interesting too. That's why I video it and share it on YouTube and stuff. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button for my channel, and somewhere over there is that bell too, or up top there, maybe it's the bell that you're supposed to use to get notified when I upload new videos and stuff. So thanks for coming along, and we'll see you in the next video. I don't want to say see you in the next video, but somebody else uses that I subscribe to, and I don't like using their using other people's stuff there. So again, thanks for coming, and we'll see you soon.